I would like to, first of all, to welcome you all in Cyprus. We are very pleased to have you here. And I'm sure that something interesting will come out of your meeting. I must say that I was in Bologna in the year, I think it was 2000, when the process was still at the beginning, and we were discussing about where to move. At that time, I was the vice director of this university. We have covered a lot of distance since then, but probably we are still far away of what we have to achieve for our countries. In fact, if one looks into the university conditions in Cyprus, one might say that in some respects it's a model country, and in some respects it's a country to be avoided. On the one hand, we have universities for all. About 74% of our youth get some kind of university education, and this is probably the highest in Europe. And on the other hand, we still have a long way to go to cover the needs for our youth, because more than half have to go abroad in order to study. Other countries are in a better condition in this regard, but they cover the needs of many less students. In fact, to specify what is the social dimension of the university and what is the position of the university in the societies of today, we still have to resolve a number of very important contradictions. First contradiction: we want to provide university education for all, if possible, definitely for most. And as I said before, in our country, we have already attained what a psychometrician would define as the psychometric limit for university studies. 2/3 of the population get a university degree. On the other hand, we have people like Frank Murray. He published a very interesting book a couple of years ago. The title of the book is Real Education, where he claims that not more than 20% of each cohort, each generation, can do serious university studies. And even this, he says, is lenient, because to be strict to ourselves, only 10% of each generation can follow serious, demanding university studies through the end. So we still have to decide what university for what people, at all levels, because we already started to be very close to the situation where the first degree is not sufficient, at least from the point of view of the young people themselves. Most of them, at least in Cyprus, they want to have, in addition to their BA degree, an MA degree, or even a PhD. So universities have to redesign their curricula, their methods of teaching, and probably they have to start talking about formulating university environments, university niche, so that different universities cater for different needs, both of the young people and the society. And this leads us to another contradiction that we live here in Cyprus. We have 3 state universities, let's say 2, classically organized universities, addressed to, let's say, the proper student age students. And we have 4 private universities. State universities are free, and they are of very high demand. In fact, it's a top priority of every student. The rest either go abroad or they go to the private universities, where they charge considerable fees. And so we have this strange situation where the most successful students, the best students, who happen most of the times to be, let's say, middle or upper middle class students, and they don't have high financial needs to study at universities where everything is covered by the state, and to have those who do not succeed to get a position in the state universities, to study at private universities where they have to pay fees, and these people come from the less privileged and the more poor families. So we have to find out ways to balance this political, social, and educational imbalance. Another contradiction. University for all means wide dissemination of knowledge and skills, either scientific or professional or both. And this in a rather limited period of time, 3 years in some countries, 4 years in other countries. And on the other hand, we have to face the reality that nowadays science is extremely complicated, extremely demanding, and to build high-level scientific and professional skills may exceed the time limits for university education. So, as a professor actually, who I supervised more than 25, I don't count now, about 25 to 30 PhD students in my life. And I supervised students that came from many different systems. Our system here, the Greek system, the British system, the American system, and so on. What I can say is that those who come from more professionally rather than research-oriented universities, and they have a BA degree, even a good BA degree, they are not really able to follow demanding doctoral studies at a university such as the University of Cyprus. So we have to resolve this contradiction between the need for wide university education on the one hand and deep, demanding university education on the other hand, into our organization of a system within a country, a system within a hyper or super system like the European Union, and so on. We have not given answers yet to this kind of dilemmas and contradictions. Another contradiction is the demand for participatory and democratic processes for selection, evaluation, and so on the one hand, and the peculiarity of science that it takes a very strange combination of intellectual, personality, creativity, and so on, to be really a good bachelor student, to be really a good master student, and even more to be really a good doctoral student, and even more to be a successful scientist. And because the rector invoked the gadfly of Plato, we even have the contradiction between the needs for a participatory democratic society where everyone has the right to everything, on the one hand, and on the other hand, provided the complexity and the constant flux of the modern world, we need wise, very able, very intelligent, very imaginative people to make decisions, as in the Platonic city where only the wise must have the right to make decisions and guide the society. I don't think that this is an easy issue to resolve, and even it might not be an easy issue to be raised by a Minister of Education nowadays. But still, I'm speaking more as an academic here rather than as a minister. And we have short-term needs, long-term needs, and of course we operate in a society where reality show politics most often dominate, especially because of the openness of the multiple mass media that we have, which is a blessing. I'm not in any way saying that this does not have many good sides. But on the other hand, this reality show politics where everybody operates, and the universities definitely, and the universities in Cyprus are very well aware what to be on the spot because of reality show politics. This contradicts the demands of this complicated, constantly changing world for sober, rational, tight, forward-looking decisions. And all this, and I'm finishing, in a financial or economic contradiction, where in times of financial austerity, we need a lot of money to invest in order to develop. So, if at your meeting you are able to solve some of these contradictions, I would be grateful. So I look forward to see your answers to the dilemmas. Thank you very much for your attention, and welcome.